But first, courts in the classroom. I know that you probably don't want to wind up in court someday unless you're a judge or a lawyer or maybe a juror. Well, at Alameda High School, they are doing a lot of cool things, keeping the courts in the community. Yeah, a couple times a year they actually come out and actually have a real trial inside the gymnasium, and they'll find out all the cool things that happen inside the courtroom, all the arguments for and against. It's Courts in the Classroom. Let's check it out.
Counsel, maybe I'm confused here. In the people's brief,
I really didn't know what to expect. I learned a lot, but just by going in there. You hear that you're going to have court cases, there's going to be judges. You thought it might be kind of boring, but you were excited because you were going to learn something. And then you just find out that it's pretty interesting once you get down to the point.
The law in the state of Colorado is if you're accused of a crime.
I enjoyed myself very much. I could hardly contain myself. We had a lot of fun. I went and asked many questions, just get whatever I could.
In this case, the trial court properly denied the defendant's challenges for cause for 2 prospective jurors.
I didn't know how they cross-examined each other, how it was so formal, because you watch TV shows and you watch the lawyers and it's so scripted and you get so into it and it's so dramatic, and it's not really like that. I was surprised there was no yelling and screaming. That's what I was surprised about.
We had judges perform 2 court cases for us. They were real. We got to watch and listen as they prosecuted each other and cross-examined each other. And then at the very end, we got to ask questions and learn.
One of the judges who was on the appeals court, he was an Alameda grad and thought that this would be a great program for his alma mater. We have a very diverse population here at Alameda, people who want to do different things in their life. And so I think some students who may have not ever had the access to what lawyers do, to learning about the legal system, have now been able to see that. And so hopefully it will influence the future careers of some of our students, or at least have them stop and think, hey, what kind of career do I want to have in the future? Do I want to do this? And hopefully the judges have influenced them, because one of the judges spoke about how important really knowing how to read and knowing how to write well are to their future careers. So hopefully that will help academically.
I feel that having courts in the classroom is one of the most important things ever, because we never get introduced to it unless we're on the bad side of it. So just seeing a different view of it, because we're really not used to this kind of stuff before, and having this opportunity to be able to have something like this is just an amazing aspect for us. It might help decide what we want to do in the future, possible future job opportunities, anything. So I was very pleased with what happened today.
It was very interesting. It was interesting to hear different sides of the court cases and not just one, because if you hear something, usually you're kind of biased and you want to pick one side because it sounds bad. And then you hear about it and you're like, maybe that other side isn't so bad. And it's interesting to hear for once.
It was quite an experience, because I've never seen a court case of any type, and to even watch it was just an amazing experience.
I learned that not everybody is guilty. You have to listen to both sides and you have to think about it. You can't just pick who you think is the better person or the one who's didn't do the most wrong in that situation. You got to be fair.
Thank you much. Courts in the community, and it's very cool when alumni come back to the high school to help out. 2 of the judges in the last piece of course went to Alameda High School. Very, very nice. We're at Mr. Biggs in Colorado Springs, and after a strenuous game of bowling, ice cream, But before I get to that, let me handle the business. Hey, if you got some really cool things going on at your school, something happening with students, teachers, whatever, anything around your community, this show is about showing you off. We want to take our cameras out to your school and show everybody else. It's Keeping It Real TV, our website, keepingitrealcolorado.com. Go there, and there you can see all the cool things we're doing, and you can also send us an email to tell us what's going on at your school and all around your area. When we come back on Keeping It Real TV, an underwater adventure, days under the sea, a teacher at Alameda High School doing their best to learn a lot about what's going on underwater. Can I eat it now? Keeping It Real TV continues. Sherbert!